Welcome to the Los Culeros podcast, where the arrows fly straight and the conversations stay real. We're your hosts, Jose Jara and Josh Peña. We're just a couple of everyday guys with a growing love for the archery, the outdoors, and the journey that comes with both. By no means are we pros or veterans, but we're all in. Whether you're new to the bow or have years under your belt, you're welcome here. This podcast is all about sharing stories, learning from guests, and building a community around the sport we've grown to love. So grab your bow, lace up your boots, and join us as we dive into archery, hunting, and life, one shot at a time.
So welcome back, Josh. Wanted to pick your brain on some of this gear coming out, or
What do you have in mind, buddy?
so I know like every year it's kind of the same stuff. Not the same stuff, but kind of the same routine. Like you'll see a bunch of the major manufacturers put some bows out in the field,
Mm.
and then we kind of start to see like hints, and then we'll start to see new stuff dropping. Typically after September.
Mm.
So is there anything that you're excited to see come out, or do you have any anything that you hope they improve on or make better? Just kind of on that subject.
Well, I can tell you that I'm excited to see what bear archery's doing.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You know, that's what's the word for it? That's gonna be at the top of my list.
Yeah. And you got a little bit of an insight, so you got to see kind of
I
behind the
did, and
scenes.
apparently I had it in my hand and I didn't know it.
Oh man.
But I don't remember which one it was. There was some nice ones out there, but yeah. So the world will know here in a couple of weeks.
Couple weeks.
But other than that, man, I mean, I don't really know. Oh, I just found out about speed broadheads. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
They look similar to the Beast. I don't know if it's the same design, but
Mhm.
I think the way they're going now is instead of having the retention O-ring,
Mhm.
they're going a piston.
Yeah.
And the technology behind them. I mean, I don't know if you saw the video from Bow Talk or not, but
I haven't yet.
I sent it to Chewy, and that broadhead is made for all draw weights.
Mm.
So even if you're shooting 50 pounds, it takes very little pressure. So I guess the idea behind it is if you're shooting low poundage, it'll still activate. Like it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Now, if you're shooting a faster bow or more poundage, faster feet per second, it does something to the piston so that it retains more pressure.
Mhm.
So on impact, it pops.
Oh wow.
And it just splits open, dude. So
Yeah, that's interesting.
it goes based off of the speed of the arrow.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool because he put it through a cardboard box
Mhm.
and he was barely pushing it, and then the freaking blades just popped
expanded.
Open. Yeah. I
Damn.
was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
But no, they look like a big ass Rage.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have the same technology as the Beast broadheads, and they're just as pricey. They're $100 for a 3-pack titaniums.
Yeah. I think the Beasts were, well, for the aluminum, they were 75. I think the titaniums were like 90 something.
Yeah.
So they're pretty close.
Yeah, so I don't know if but they look very similar. I was looking at your Beast broadheads that you had there, and they look very similar to that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's something I would like to look into. I didn't even know about the brand, but apparently it's the same guy that founded Rage.
Nice.
But I'm curious, man. I mean, I would like to try those broadheads and go knock down a bear.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Hell yeah.
So yeah. What other products do you know of that are coming out?
Kind of. What do you think about that? Like, I know we see, like last year we saw, Elk Shape and Chris B. I think Levi Morgan, even they got sent out the new Matthews Lift X and the XRS early, so they actually got to hunt with that bow. And I believe PSE does something similar as well. They put the bows in kind of their pro staff hands, and they go out there and do a hunt or a couple of hunts with them.
You probably have to be like a little higher up in the food chain as far as pro staff goes.
Definitely.
Like the low end, like local pro staffer is probably not going to get those opportunities.
Nah, it's got to be, like people that have a big following.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of people kind of misinterpret what pro staff means. A lot of people think it's like professional archers.
Yeah.
And it's promotional.
Promotional
And
stuff.
so
yeah.
it doesn't really necessarily mean that they have a higher success rate in the field or that they're even highly skilled.
I think I proved that around here, bro. So yeah, this guy shows up with a jersey and shoots like shit. Hey, it's not my job to be good.
Yeah, it's my job to
promote
and look good.
And look good.
Yeah.
And I'm failing. I don't look good. But yeah, it is promotional stuff, and there's different tiers to it. When I was with 60X and Maggie was actually running the show, I went from just a normal pro staff, I think, for 2 years, and then got my daughter on the pro staff,
Mhm.
and then I actually went up a tier to ambassador. So I was an ambassador for the company, and then so yeah, there's different tiers to it. I don't know if every company is like that, but
Right.
there is some. Pro staff doesn't mean you get free shit.
No.
I think that's the biggest, second biggest misunderstanding is you're not a professional. It's not professional staff. It's promotional staff. And then also you don't get free shit.
Yeah.
You might,
Yeah.
but you get a slight discount on things.
Yeah.
If you're with 60X when you were an ambassador, you would get like, I think it was like 40% off the strings. So there was that. And then I was also a pro staff for killing sticks, which you get like, and I might be wrong. I think it was 50% or 40% off all the arrows.
Yeah.
But you are required to buy 2 dozens of arrows, which for me it still added up to like $400.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's still pricey. Yeah,
they're pricey. I think it's a good idea, and I'm for the manufacturers doing that and getting the bow into the hands of these guys that are going to go out there and do some pretty exciting hunts. To me, it's kind of like the same concept as like getting some of these prototype like phones out to some people so they can test them and check them out. And who knows, they might find some couple of defects or stuff like that. I know UltraView does that a lot, and they have their products out super early, and they got people that put hands on them pretty early on, and they fine tune it so that whenever it hits the consumer, it's a better product. So
yeah,
I think it's a good idea.
Not only that, man. I mean, you get like the success stories behind it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, he killed that with this. Ooh, that's cool. I want to do that. And it's like you said, it's promotional. It's it's like the cars. You see all these commercials and stuff for the cars and what they're doing with them and all that crap. And same thing with the bows. But it's like you want to be successful with your bow.
Yeah.
And this guy's out there doing it.
Yeah.
And so
it's like a proving ground is what they call it, most of them. And it's something that it's cool to see. And then what's cool to see is after it's been announced and it's get released, then you go back and you can see the footage of them using the bow in the field and testing the products out there and kind of getting the backstory on how it got to that final product. Because not all of these products come out and are a complete success off the gate. Some of these go through different modifications and different versions of what the consumer sees. So it's nice to see that these companies put the effort behind the product and get some of this stuff tested before it comes out to us. What I'm hoping I see this next year from PSE is a little bit more tunability. I think PSE's kind of fallen behind on the tunability and some of the features. Where it almost seems like we're the last. I'm talking like if I'm a part of it, but I shoot a PSE, and it almost feels like we're the last ones to the party. With like the Picatinny stuff, and even like the direct mount arrow rests and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I haven't. Do they have it on the PSE?
Which one?
The Picatinny?
The Picatinny,
you do, right?
Yeah.
You have it on your
my
bow.
Mach 33.
Okay.
Yeah, it has
I know
direct
the
mount.
new. I don't even know if I can talk about that, but I know there's like Trophy Ridge has a Picatinny mount, which I will have my hands on here pretty soon. I've just asked AI, I guess, and Google. I Googled it to see what archery products are coming out this year. There's some bows I haven't heard of, man.
Yeah.
Like Matthews with the the Lift XD,
The extra D.
the extra D, designed for long draw archers.
Yeah.
And then Hoyt's Concept X3740. Have you heard of that one?
That's their
That's their target bow.
target bow. Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah. And I think what we'll see drop first is always going to be like their flagship or their top tier like hunting bows and stuff like that. And then closer to Vegas when they start to announce the target stuff? I would assume so, but could be wrong. Might be earlier in the summer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I
have
guess
no
we should have
idea.
done some research before we started.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what I just off the top of AI just pulled this stuff. So it does name some stuff for bear. But one of the names that I know is right, but I don't know what the other one is. But like, you ever heard of the Expedition X Lite 32?
I've heard of the Expedition, but not the X Lite.
Yeah, and then I guess Elite Archery Artist.
No.
Yeah, see, these are flagship bows that I haven't heard of. So maybe they're new. I don't know.
Well, we'll start to see. I think towards the end of September, we'll start to see some of this stuff really hit the news feeds and like I said, I'm hoping PSE gets their shit together and puts out a better product. It seems like PSE's inching along, and Matthews, Bowtech, Hoyt, they're taking bigger steps forward to innovation, and it kind of sucks being stuck behind a little bit. But man, I love the way those PSEs draw back and they hold for me. So we'll see. I'm curious though to shoot the new Hoyts. Just because
what excites you about them?
Just my buddy Dudley's always talking about them, and then
And there it is.
and then Ty, shooting. No, I actually watched.
Ty's not tied to any.
No, he's not, and he shoots. He talked to us a little bit about that. He's
a Hoyt and a Matthews.
Hoyt and a Matthews, but I think this last video that he did, we talked about him primarily using Hoyt, this season, and we saw him on YouTube have some luck with a Hoyt on that that mule deer.
At the AX2.
Yeah.
He did give us some pros and cons of both, and I think he made a video of it too. But when it comes down to, man, it's not entirely the bow. Now there is some bows out there that shoot remarkably smooth, but a lot of it is just all the time. Yeah, yours. This guy.
No,
but it's I don't know. It just depends on how much time you put behind it,
right? Now, I think like what I was talking about earlier is why I'm thinking about making the switch is the tunability. For us, it's a little bit different now, not having a bow shop here in town, and to have a bow press to move your cams. Which is something still fairly new to me. I still have yet to put my bow myself in a bow press.
You want to?
No.
Why not?
Nah.
Take the training wheels off. I got a bow press at the house.
Yeah. Nah.
You just gotta sign a liability
form. If you put
I have those too.
If you put this string on backwards, it's not my fault.
I've done that.
But no, I think that's the main thing for me is I'm hoping PSE makes some improvements on I love their cams. It's just the tunability is not there, and their risers have pretty much stayed the same. Where I think everyone else has shifted and has a lot more like slots built into them to make even the aluminum and the magnesium risers a little bit lighter. I think Matthews is pretty close to the same weight as a carbon bow with an aluminum riser. So we'll see.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the axle to axle too. Those carbon bows are super light, man. I think PSC hit the nail on the head with the carbon bow. There's a lot of innovation, but there's a lot of I wouldn't say a lot of, but there's some companies that are going back in time with the engineering.
Yeah.
I mean, like PSC, let's say Bowtech, Elite, I think Bear. You can change the draw length
Mhm.
without changing mods.
Yeah,
And Matthews is a mods game.
mod specific.
So is Prime.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think Prime hasn't always been like that.
No, you know what drives me wild about Prime is that for so long they were talking about that quad cam
Mhm.
design and how so much better it was than having dual cams. And then they were like, yeah, never mind. We're going back to the dual cam system. It works. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
that fucking dual overhead cam
Yeah.
versus the twin cam
Mm-hmm.
versus the single overhead cam.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, I totally forgot about that. And George had one of those too.
Yeah. Yeah. He's had a bunch of variations of the primes.
Yeah, they're good bows, man. I mean, I can. If I was shooting different bows, like I had a bunch of different drives,
Yeah.
right? PSC drives. I could tell you that one felt better
Mhm.
to the other one, to the other one, to the other
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
At some point though, they felt the same.
Yeah.
Like my wife's bow, it's a PSC Drive XL. I think it's it's a 3B. I bought that one. It's a hunting bow, but I bought it for target use.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got it in a custom white color, and it didn't feel as smooth as the Drive XL.
Yeah.
And the Drive XL was a new edition of that one, but there was a longer axle to axle than my Drive R,
Mm-hmm.
which the Drive R was very aggressive.
Yeah.
But it was also 75% let off.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different variations of that stuff where you actually feel the difference, but if you just, I think you have to spend time with it to actually notice
Yeah.
it.
It's crazy too, because I know like the last couple of years, everyone's been obsessed with not obsessed with, but everyone's been trying to get into the 80 and 90 let off
Mm-hmm.
percent let off, and now listening to some of the like better target shooters like Brody and even like MFJJ talking about how it's better and you're more accurate with a lower let off,
Mm-hmm.
like 65 to 70 is kind of where you want to be, and because they say it keeps you more honest
Mm-hmm.
in that back wall, and it keeps you more present in trying to maintain your pin. And when you're at 90%, 85% let off, you're a little bit more relaxed in your shot. And like even like when you go to let it down, it takes
some effort.
it takes a minute to go down.
Yeah.
And so it's the same mentality when you go to shoot. You're when you have a really fast or aggressive bow, like we like to say, you're really focused in on that back wall, and you're really focused in on aiming, because like any little movement, it almost feels like that bow's gonna want to come forward.
I like to see the pros and cons of that, man. Like, if you relax a little bit, that bow's gonna want to take off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have to hold for a really long time,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
gonna want
you're
that let
screwed.
off.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
kind of where I think in a hunting scenario, you want a little bit higher
Yeah.
let off.
I would say in between 80 and 85 would be
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
But if you're just 3D shooting or even paper, a lower let off would probably be ideal. I think I mean my bow is 80 to 90, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it set like at 82, 83. I had it at 90.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see the difference and stuff,
Mhm.
so I put it down to 80, and I feel like I hold a lot better.
Yeah. I don't even
Um,
think I ever checked mine on my 33. So whatever it came from the factory is what it's at.
mhm.
And I think that might be 80. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might be 90.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. You do feel a difference when you go up. I want to say I had a bow that went up to like 95, but I don't think that's logical.
I know on the Evolve cams, it was pretty high.
Yeah.
And because those are the ones that, I mean, you could put on the draw board, and it would be kind of hard to get them to go back up.
Yeah. No, one time that didn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely derail it, and it'll go up pretty fast. But I think that's something that we're starting to see too. Like with Matthews and their SOS system, where you can take your string off in the field. They make the little notches on the cams, and you can slide in a little string in there, and it'll give it enough slack so you can change a string in the field in a pinch. That's pretty cool. And where I think there's some manufacturers out there that are way ahead of their game, in those oh my god, the Mamba
APA.
APA, them
Yeah.
guys are
Yeah.
They're
They're not talked about enough, man. But they have they have the broadheads right in there. For example, they have a broadhead sharpener on the damn thing. They have that locking pin to lock the cam,
the cams,
so they can take the string off. I mean, they have everything on the bow.
And I think they're one
that
of
you
the
might
only
need.
manufacturers that makes a 100 pound
100 pounds.
draw.
I think the Mamba is 100 pounds. Is it overkill? Maybe, but I mean, I know I won't shoot that much,
Yeah.
and mainly because I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not capable of it.
Yeah.
But hey, if you can do it, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no limit to it. There's no law that says you can't.
And they say that, a higher poundage bow kind of restricts you on your arrow selection, and then whatever speed you gain. And there was an argument about this online, where it's you're gaining speed because it's a higher poundage, but then you're losing it in the arrow, because if you have a longer draw length, then you have to go to, like, let's say a 200 spine arrow, and those fuckers are only like, I think they're like 10 GPI. So whatever you gain in speed, you're gonna lose it in the arrow weight. So it's almost like, what are we doing?
I mean, my bow. I mean, I think the most I've hunted with was like 70. I was with the Expedite, and I wanted the speed and everything, but I was still like 280.
Yeah.
You know, it was crazy because I was still shooting 280 with a 480 grain arrow with an Expedite. I'm a 29-inch draw, and I didn't feel like it was fast the way they said. Now, my PSC Drive R, 30-inch axle with a 460 grain arrow FMJ, I was shooting them out at 283.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I had 60 pounds. It wasn't even 70 pounds. It had 60 pounds max, and that bow was just as fast as the Expedite.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't take into consideration the arrow weight and the configuration of the arrow, and then the draw length too.
Yeah, and that's why I like watching like Inside Out Precision, MFJJ, that shoot different weights of arrows to show you the exact, what the claim is. Even with the Pro Form, with the Prime Form, the performance mods,
right?
They promised it to be like 6 to 8 feet per second faster, and he did it. But every single arrow is like, as at 349, 420, 570 or something like that, and it did actually make it faster.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
It did make it faster. I think the average was 6 feet per second faster. So, I don't know what the test was behind the gas bowstring.
Yeah, I missed that one. I know they promise a 5 to 8 feet per second faster.
But I mean, in all reality, bro, is it worth it?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you're trying to do. Like if you're gonna go shoot 3D, why?
Yeah.
And
'cause I mean, we don't regulate speed here. We probably should, but ASA regulates your speed. So you got to stay under a certain speed. So it's like, I mean, if you want your bow to go faster, it'd be cheaper to fucking cut a couple inches off your arrow. Yeah.
Definitely
components.
Definitely faster. There's definitely a better ways to gain the speed with equipment that you already have by just.
That's another thing that trips me out too, because most of the time we hear like, "Oh, I need 29-inch arrows because I'm a 29-inch draw." Like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you can go shorter.
Yeah.
I think my arrows are like 26.
That was the one thing that, like, one of the first things I bought was that Easton arrow that has the measurements on it. So where you could draw it back, and then I would have Mariela take a picture of where my rest was on the arrow, and then I could see, okay, well, I can cut my arrows to 14.5 inches because I have a really tiny draw. So it makes it easier to gain speed when you have a short draw.
Hey, fool, that's
Oh,
my
shit,
foot.
sorry, guys. My bad. Trying to play footsies over here. But yeah, it makes it easier when you have a little bit shorter draw to build a lighter arrow.
Yeah.
And we saw that at TAC.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get the most
Yeah, I want
speed
to
out of
say
a bow.
mine is 26 and a half. And it comes to like the center of the riser,
Mhm.
you know, right on center of the shelf,
Yeah.
you know, right on the burger buttons and stuff. And, you know, I have plenty of room. I can do even shorter if I wanted to, but
Yeah.
I'm getting into dangerous areas there.
Yeah.
But as long as it sticks over that, it's kind of like shooting that old school overdraw.
Yeah.
Because the
One
arrow
of the
rest sits
things,
farther back.
yeah, one of the things that you have to worry about too is a lot of people don't take into consideration, and it also depends on if you're going to use this arrow to hunt with. Some of these broadheads, like the Rage or those Speed broadheads, the blades stick back on the arrow shaft.
Yeah.
So you have to really be careful.
Yeah.
You know, if you cut them too short. I know I had that happen to me with the Rage hypodermics. I had an arrow that I had been shooting 3D, and I was like, I'll just throw broadheads on this and broadheads tune it. And when I went to go do that, I drew back and the blade was on the rest. And I was like, holy shit, this is not going to work. So there I am, scrambling, trying to get some arrows so I can get them cut down and add a couple of inches on there to make it work.
Yeah, that's a big thing, man. It's I've done that too, where you have the outsert on the front.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it sits back a little bit on the arrow, and cut my arrows, and then throw the outsert on there, and
It's
shoot your
rubbing.
shit. You
Yeah.
know, it's either very close or it's right on top of
Yeah.
it, which is not going to give you an accurate shot. Because when that happened, I was shooting a 4mm killing stick, or maybe it was a blood sport. Anyways, 4mm with the outsert on it with the Muzzy shank. And dude, it looked like I had like probably like 4, 5, probably 6 inches of broadhead, dude.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like because it was all the same color, like a long ass freaking torpedo on the front of the arrow. But yeah, it was pretty nasty looking. But yeah, they would hit the rest, and it's like, oh man, I screwed up.
Yeah. You think this whole magnesium thing's gonna take off? As you know, not talking to, but seeing a bunch of these you know, manufacturers talking about switching from aluminum to magnesium. It's supposed to be like 20% lighter than aluminum. And I know that Bowtech's really bought into it, and I think even Elite, right? They're coming out with a magnesium riser.
Dude, I don't know. You're talking German to me. I'm not. I haven't done that research.
Yeah.
To
So
be honest, I don't know who's
so
coming out with what. I know that they were like Brandon.
Yeah.
Was talking about it with was it Ultraview?
Maybe Ultraview.
He was
I
talking
know-
with somebody.
Yeah, I know Bowtech's their new risers magnesium, and they're saying that it's easier to machine, and it's 20% lighter than aluminum, and it doesn't get as hot. It doesn't conduct heat like aluminum. So
Mhm.
the benefits that you get from carbon, you can get that same benefit from magnesium, and it's supposed to be stronger than aluminum. But it's one of the things that I've been kind of looking at to see, you know, if it's a trend or if it's going to actually stick. You know, so I mean, maybe we'll see a couple of magnesium bows. Was it you that shared that picture of the antelope kill, and that PSE was whited out?
Mhm.
So maybe they got something in the
Yeah.
field right now.
Yeah. I don't even know who that guy was. Somebody had posted it, or I saw it on something, and I noticed that the bow was scribbled.
Whited out.
So I was like, all right. So I know it's a PSE,
Mhm.
because he didn't wipe the brand. It
Oh,
was
I
just the name of the
I
bow.
thought you were going to say you knew it was a PSE because there was a dead animal on the ground.
No, I would never. I want to see a picture of a dead animal on the ground with your bow next to it.
Man, it's been tough. It's been tough. You know, I was looking for them all morning from my office. Couldn't see any out there.
You're Googling.
They're Googling.
No, I was out there today. It's just those let's see. Well, there's probably about 4 or 5 deer in that finger, but I couldn't tell. I saw the 3 on top. I saw the one that was bedded, but there was more in there, and I couldn't see what they were.
Yeah.
But they were on private land, so it doesn't really matter. But there's not as much water out there as there was,
That's good.
so that a lot of it's
Yeah.
dried up.
We're gonna give it a good effort this weekend. I'm trying to get out of here Friday after work, haul ass out there, set up camp. I might just even sleep inside the Forerunner so I can tear down in the morning and get back there and spend quite a bit of time Saturday in that first spot I was telling you about, and then Sunday check out a different spot.
I heard about a new spot today. It's gonna be a trip, dude.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a long trip.
I'd be down,
but it might be worth it. It might be worth it.
Yeah.
It's the northern part of the unit.
Okay.
But yeah, it might be worth it.
Check that out for sure. As far as a lot of people are also moving into like a shorter draw length bow. Is that something that interests you, or something that you're
Not
looking
draw
into?
length, but axle to axle.
Axle to axle. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So I started with a 30, man, and it felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Now they're a little bit more aggressive because they're short, but I think in a hunting aspect of things, I think they're better because they're shorter. You can shoot in tighter windows. I like it better. So the bow that I'm getting from Bear, I'm hoping I can get it in a 31.
Yeah.
Something shorter, and we'll see. But I personally I like shorter. Yeah, because I mean that's what I started with, and then I went from that to a 35. I think I had the Evolve. Yeah, 30 Evolves to 35, right?
Yeah.
So I went from that to the Evolve. Actually, no. So I went from a 31 to the new drives, which were 33 axle to axle.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're easier to draw back because they're more forgiving.
Yeah.
Longer. The string angle is different. And then I went to the 35, which it just seemed super long.
Yeah.
And then somewhere in the middle of that mix, I had a Matthews TRG 7, which was a 38 or
38.
40. It was up there.
38.
That was a long ass bow.
Yeah.
And that one shot cool, but that was a target bow.
Mm-hmm.
So that one shot pretty smooth and stuff. But
yeah,
man, there's something about that short draw length or draw axle to axle. That's it's just easier. Like my brother, dude, he had a 28 axle to axle. He can shoot from inside his truck.
Damn.
Like, who does that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with his seatbelt on and everything, he can draw back inside his truck and shoot out his window. Like,
that's crazy.
That's a small bow.
Yeah,
so
that's tiny.
But you can't do that with a 33.
No.
I'm not saying you're not supposed to be doing that. They were rabbit hunting. You know what I mean? But I was just saying, you can't do that with a larger bow.
Yeah, like physically being able to out of a window is
sound like we're doing illegal shit out here. No, it was rabbit hunting, and we're, but
illegal is just a sick bird, right?
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Like he's able to draw back in his truck, and it's like, why?
Yeah, and I could see that like in a blind or in a tree
that's what I was gonna get at.
in a saddle. It makes
like
a lot
if
more
you're
sense.
Sitting back in a bush and stuff.
Yeah,
you can move around a lot more with the smaller bow.
Because that's one of the things that like you definitely have to check when you're like in setting up, like at a water hole or underneath a bush or something. You're trying to make sure that you're able to draw that bow back without any obstructions in your cams or at the bottom of your bow. And I mean, I've seen plenty of videos of people doing kind of something similar where you'll see like a kid trying to shoot out the window out of his kitchen or his living room.
Oh yeah.
And the fucking bottom cam hits the countertop and it just derails the shit out of the bow.
Yeah.
And I personally seen that happen out in the field. It wasn't a countertop, but it was a limb in somebody's cam, and when it whipped back down, it shattered the cam, bent the cam, and then derailed the whole bow.
Oh damn.
And it has a 3D shoot in Mexico, and one of the shots was underneath the bush, and the guy set up underneath the bush, and when he drew back, it put a limb through the cam, and then when he released the arrow, it broke it. So yeah, there's definitely some advantages of shorter axle to axle compared to a longer axle to axle, and it's preference. And is listening to MFJJ and Brandon McDonald talk about, um I think they were arguing about the same situation, but I think it was MFJJ was talking about hunting this year with his title,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, it's just so forgiving. I'm gonna take the brass off the bottom of the limb pocket, and then throw on some smaller stabilizer bars, and obviously it's not gonna be the 40, it's gonna be the 38, but it just holds so much better. And it's but I think it's a 60-pound bow or something that he was gonna
Mm-hmm.
use. So
Yeah, man. I mean, if they're able to do it, why not? You know what I mean? I
yeah,
mean,
definitely.
it's not the equipment; it's what you do with it.
Mhm.
You know, I have an old late 1960s, early 1970s PSC target bow,
Yeah.
and my brother has one too. I think there's 4 of them out there. I have one. My brother Chris has one. My brother Gabe has one. I don't remember who has the 4th one, but my brother went hunting with that bow.
Yeah.
But that's all he had, you
Mhm.
know, and he got close. You know, he did well with it. But yeah, it's if you spend time behind it, you can
Yeah.
get it done.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it's you have a bear actually, no?
Mhm.
The
I
one
do.
on top.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. So it's kind of like that one.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of those out in the headquarters, but yeah, there's super cool bows and stuff, but they're not made for hunting. They're
Yeah.
made for targets. But back in the day, shit, just all stick and string, man.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you can get it done, you can get it done. I don't think New Mexico has a
Poundage restriction.
poundage restriction.
I don't think so either. And that's kind of
No.
one of the other thing too, is like some of these restrictions and some of these laws. I don't think it's kind of hard to innovate when you have restrictions like that. Like for like the Garmin sites with the pin that can be set according to the range of what you range.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to use that technology when some of the states are outlawing any electronic device on your site.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I know here in New Mexico, like you can't have any light protruding from your site, but you can have lighted sites.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can light them up, but as long as the light's not protruding from your site.
right.
And then another thing is what was I going with it? I lost my train of thought.
One of the things I wanted to touch on was the drones.
Mm.
You know,
Oh, that's another cool thing. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it's one of the things that I was kind of tracking and was looking forward to seeing more of
Mm-hmm.
out there, because nobody wants to wound an animal or see it not not be recoverable.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that technology where you can hire somebody or even fly a drone out there with thermals and see it. I personally don't see an issue with using one for recovery. Now obviously to get an advantage and finding a herd or finding an animal or target buck or whatever that is, I don't think that's okay. But I think after the fact, you shot something and there's blood and it's trackable, and then you lose it. Who wouldn't be okay with recovering the animal, potentially putting that out of its misery if it was not a good shot,
Mm.
and being able to have a successful hunt. But then you have states that are going out there and confiscating equipment or writing people up for
Yeah.
doing that stuff. And it kind of I kind of feel like it's kind of limited the evolvement of the archery innovation in a sense,
Mhm.
because it's like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah. No, I mean you're exactly right, man. I don't feel this is like the same as long as you're not harassing the animals. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I think they should be fine. I don't know what the law is here in New Mexico is
Yeah.
about it, but it's like game cams, for example.
Right.
We have them here. We're allowed to use them here in New Mexico, but you cannot use a cellular cam.
Which I don't understand that,
It
'cause
does not make no fucking sense.
it would make it easier, less intrusive.
Mhm.
Not only that, but it also protects your property.
Yeah.
Because when you go out and put a camera up there, and it's not a cell camera, it's a memory card camera, I mean, it's happened to us. We've had cameras, you
Mhm.
know, taken, or you'll see somebody walk up to the camera and check your SD card,
Yeah.
and it's out there, so there's no real claim to it, and there's nothing that really protects the hunter or his property while it's out there. Um, and there's even these new laws that are going into effect that make no sense. Did you hear the new one with the blinds?
Mm-mm.
So apparently there's a new law passing that if you put a blind out there, it becomes public property. So let's say you put a blind up there and the next morning you go to hunt and there's somebody in that blind, they're legally allowed to use it.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
That's here?
I don't know if it's here. I know for a fact Utah
Oh, okay.
and Montana
Yeah.
is one of the states that is that it's set that way.
Mhm.
And it's one of the things that they were talking about in the last podcast with MFJJ is how does that work if that happens to you're blind, can you go into the other guy's vehicle and take it?
Yeah. That's public property.
Probably property. It's the
Yeah.
same premise.
Yeah.
So it's like, how
So I
does
said, you better fucking scoot over.
yeah,
We're both gonna sit in this
Yeah.
bitch, and I'm gonna make a bunch of noise.
yeah, buddy? And
No,
it's one of
but
those
it's like-
things where it's like, where do you draw the line? And it's
Yeah. I
it's
discovered this.
yeah, yeah. It's my
You end up
archaeo-
with a whole country.
yeah,
Who discovered it?
for real.
I discovered your bow. Let me have it.
It's mine now.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro.
I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. Oh man, imagine that.
But it's one of those things where it's like, I think it's as a community, we all need to come together and attend some of these meetings and make sure that the laws that are getting passed are that makes sense. Common
That's the thing
sense
is,
laws.
man, is like these. That's only like a handful of them that are.
Hunters.
No, it's like the laws. There's only a handful of them that are made noticeable. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That they're like, oh shit, we need to do this, we need to do that. But there's so many of them that they try to be slick with in this.
Yeah.
Like,
They hide them in a packet, or they
hide them in
pass
a
one.
packet, or it's like one of those things that they have a meeting about it and they don't
Yeah.
tell the public.
Yeah.
Like it's a public hearing, but the public isn't involved.
Yeah.
Like, no, we told them. Like,
Yeah, they didn't show up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's some of the things that's kind of like discouraging about the
It's shady.
industry is there's so much innovation out there, but it's kind of limited to some of the laws and restrictions that are placed by some of the people that don't even hunt.
yeah, just
Yeah.
tree huggers, bro. And I get it, man. I get it. I see both sides of the fence, right? So you want to protect the animals, and you
Mhm.
want to do this, and they need to save them, and we get it. But who do you think pays for the conservation of all these animals and,
Yeah.
and their habitat and all that
Yeah.
stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't the tree hugger,
No, it's not that, and
You know?
and
but it's
I had that same thought cross my mind this past weekend because we're out there hunting, and I see a gentleman parked side of the road by the cattle guard, and I just see his vehicle, and we had seen them the day before putting stuff away and getting ready to
okay.
leave.
Texas plates.
Yeah, Texas plates. And so I see that vehicle, I park further away from it, and I'm glassing, and I see him up there, and he's up there collecting rocks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for him to do that, it costs him no money. His personal equipment, whatever, that's fine. But the preservation and that part of where he's at, we pay tags for.
Mm-hmm.
And that money gets used to make that possible and to maintain trails and to maintain roads, and pays sometimes even like salaries for rangers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're able to call a park ranger or a ranger out there, and if they run into any issues, or there's somebody there for them to be able to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of the times that are people that are out there hiking and doing this stuff, if it's not a state park, the hunters, the anglers, the people that are paying for tags or for fishing licenses, they're the ones that are making it possible for everybody else to enjoy it. And you don't see us harassing kayakers or hikers or biking people because they're disturbing where we like to go hunt.
Mm.
But it's just kind of like a sense of entitlement that they feel like we're
And
doing
it's
something
not
wrong.
all of them.
Yeah, and it's not
not
all
all.
of
It's
them,
just
but there is those
it's just like
people
yeah,
that are out there. I mean, and I've seen a lot more of it now with like hunter harassment, and it's just
yeah,
it's getting out of hand.
yeah. Um, yeah, man. I mean, it belongs to the public, right? You know, we had an incident a couple years back where we're up there and we're after this one buck and stuff, and we hear talking.
Yeah.
It's like, who the fuck is talking this loud?
Mm-hmm.
We end up seeing two people hiking up the canyon across from us, in like beekeeper suits,
Yeah.
like painter's suit,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just talking away and stuff. And it's like, we're trying to hunt,
Yeah.
and they're over there just blabbing, but there's nothing that says they can't.
Right.
I mean, they don't know we're up
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We see them because they're freaking wearing white jumpsuits.
One of the ones that gets me is, and I don't know if this is everywhere or if it's unique to our area, but the hunt starts, elk hunt, deer archery, September 1st.
Mm-hmm.
September 1st,
Labor Day weekend.
So
Yeah.
you're out there trying to make elk camp or deer camp, and then you have people out there and UTVs, and you have the rutas going and the loud music and when we're out there and we're trying to be respectful of everyone around us,
Mhm.
and then when there's other people, not everyone's the same way, but there are some people out there that don't care.
Yeah.
They worry about themselves and themselves only.
Yeah.
You know?
We find it disrespectful, man. I've had some incidences too with other hunters and stuff where, you're camping at the top of the mountain and stuff, and you can hear the party going down at the bottom of the mountain and stuff, and crying and fighting and shooting guns in the middle of the night. It's fucking archery season, like just stupid shit. It's like, there's nothing that says that they can't.
Yeah.
But it's just a line of respect.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think,
and it's one of the things too is 9 times out of 10 they're drinking.
Yeah.
So even if you go over there and you try to like, hey man, you don't want to get yourself in that situation.
Yeah. And it's just honestly, man, it's either you deal with it or you patch it up and leave.
And that's one of the reasons why, it seems like we've been able to find camp further and further away from people year after year. And it's just something that it's unfortunate because there's some pretty good areas out there that I would like to, camp at, and it's just not doable Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I wish there was some kind of ruling as to, to provide more respect, I guess. I don't know what the word would be for it, but to provide it's not a safer environment, but a more respectful environment for.
I think a lot of it is just
hunting season in general.
A lot of it is just like creating more awareness and educational. Some people don't know.
Yeah, they don't, man. But the thing is, like, I don't see the point of blaring music out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah,
that doesn't make sense to me because, for me personally, I go out there to escape all that shit, and just be in silence.
Yeah,
enjoy the silence and enjoy the sounds of nature. I mean, not to know hippie shit, but I'm just saying, like, that's where I go to get away from the world. You know what I mean? And to have somebody just come by, fucking the UTV by itself is not quiet.
Yeah, it's not quiet. But what I was gonna get at is even out there, there's nothing going on. It's dead quiet. You have your Bluetooth speaker on your phone even turned up halfway up, and everyone can hear it.
Yeah,
there's no need to have subwoofers and a full on marching band or a rock concert out there.
Yeah, and I get it, man. I have a UTV myself, and I don't have speakers and stuff. It's a pretty basic UTV. It's made. I bought it specifically for hitting roads that I can't in my truck.
Yeah,
it's a tool for me, but I get it, the noise level and stuff. But me personally, I don't see the point.
There's a time and a place.
Yeah, there is, and hey, man, we paid for everybody to use it,
yeah.
and that's how they use it now. Yeah. As long as they're not tearing it up and doing stupid shit like that group from
Ruidoso.
Oh no, well, it was in Cloudcroft. I don't know where the group was from. They weren't from New Mexico.
Yeah,
but they were tearing up shit and everything, and that's not cool.
Yeah.
regardless of the consequences of standing up for it, it's like, you're not gonna. We hunt here, we take care of the place. You're not gonna screw this up for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Like, hey man, if you're gonna be out there, respect the land.
Yeah, that's it.
Respect the land. It's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's law. You can't drive off the trails. You can't go off roading.
Yeah.
Not even to retrieve game anymore. You can't not go off road on these things. You have to be on a designated road, designated trail.
Mm-hmm.
So don't tear that shit up. Like I said, we pay for that. We pay for, to keep it up and get the roads, cleaned up and stuff. And we do all that stuff. So the habitat of it all, and we don't need nobody out there just tearing it up for no goddamn reason. Just senseless shit.
Definitely is.
And it just pick up your trash too, man. It's fucking, I don't know how many times to be out there and find beer cans all over the damn place.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Man, I was surprised.
Grown ass adults doing that shit.
I was surprised because I got up there this weekend to a pretty high point up on the mountain, and I was up against this big ass rock formation, and I was thinking like, man, this is up here. Like, nobody's really ever been up here. And then I turn that corner and there's a bunch of Bud Light broken bottles up there, and it's like, really, man? Come on.
It sucks, man. I mean, you can do your part, right? Because it's one thing to see trash, complain about the trash, and then fucking leave it there.
Yeah.
As well, you're just as bad as the person that left
Pick it up.
But glass is a lot harder because we don't carry trash bags and shit. But
that's one thing that
we found. Remember that abandoned camp up there on the top too? All kinds of pots and pans and shit.
Yeah.
It's like
that's one thing too that even when we go camping and we take all the family and we take a bunch of groceries out there and we're there a couple of days, I made it a point to buy a couple of trash cans and
I even bought my daughter one.
Yeah. And that's one thing that because you don't really think about it when you're out there, where you're gonna put all this trash.
Yeah.
But if you have somewhere to put it, it makes it that much easier.
Yeah.
And I got my sister one. I got you guys one. I got one. And it's just something that I like to do, and throw a big ass rock in there, and it's not going anywhere, and then just start throwing trash in there, and end of the trip, zip it up, and then throw it in the back of the truck, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Any which trail
try to make it better than how we found it.
Yeah, dude, I'll take a shovel with me, and sometimes even a rake and stuff, and I'll clean up the camp area and stuff. But it's like your fire, put it out. It's common sense shit, dude. And I see it all the time where people are burning trash in the fire pit. It's like, dude, clean that shit up.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Like, oh, it's beautiful out here. Well, it ain't gonna continue being beautiful if you turn it into a landfill out here.
And I think a lot of it is just educational. A lot of it is just that some people don't know better. Some people. There's some people that just don't care.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. You're a grown ass adult, man. You should know better.
Yeah. Another thing that grinds my gears or pisses me off a little bit is when you're all out there at the lake or you're out there at Sapio or wherever you go camping. And it never fails. There's that one person that does not pay for the camp or the day use or whatever, and they're sitting there arguing with the ranger or whatever. And I didn't know, and this and that, and bullshit, dude. You knew, and just trying to get out of paying, And it's like, really, man, like this.
$7, bro.
Some of this stuff's like the views are priceless, and they're asking $7, man. $7.
Yeah, I don't know. I get it why they charge, but it's like if it wasn't like it's free shit.
Yeah,
but you got to pay to use it.
I'm
on both sides of that. I'm obviously I'm gonna pay the fee to stay there or whatever. But
it's one thing if it's managed and if it's well kept and if it's but whenever they're it's like, why am I paying you? And what's going on? Where's this going to?
I think that's the biggest part of conservation in the first place, man. Is like, where's this money going? Where is this money going? It's obviously it's not going here, or it's like, oh, this road's all fucked up.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing? It's a mismanagement of shit. But that goes against any company, man. Anybody that's charging for anything. What? Oh, well, kind of off subject and shit. It's like fucking going and paying for your food. Right at the register, and they charge you. They ask you for a tip before you get the service.
Yeah,
And it's like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's crazy to me now.
Yeah.
Like how many places ask for tips.
Oh, there's a survey right here. You want to take it? Like, nah.
It's like, what?
Bro, why am I going to give you a tip and then you don't never come see me at my table again?
My favorite one is when you go to a buffet. It's like, I'm serving myself.
Oh, shit.
What tip for what?
Yeah. Pizza Hut does that here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's a survey right here. Like, nah, bro, you're not waiting tables.
Yeah.
You're just taking payment.
Yeah.
You know, I was on the other side of that counter 20 some years ago and shit. I never asked for a tip as a cook.
Yeah.
You know, but I took my family, my wife and my daughter to the Adobe Deli the other day, and poor girl, bro. I felt bad for it. She was like a one person show. She was taking care of everybody and stuff.
I was gonna say, don't say poor girl. She made a decision to marry you.
No shit. She's got more money than I do. I'm the poor dude. Shit, my wife lucked out.
Yeah.
I'm awesome.
You're awesome.
No, but this waitress, bro, she was taking care of the whole place, everybody, you know. And that's like, she's like, I'm sorry, you know. It took me a while to get back. Like, no, I see what you're doing. Like, you're taking everybody, so I don't even worry about it.
Yeah, man. And, I can respect that. And there's some
they
earned it. Yeah, they earn it. And it's one of the things too. Is like, I didn't wait tables, but we did the Sonic thing, and we're out there, you know, burning cars and doing that kind of stuff. So I get it. And if it's good service, man, I'm more than willing to tip. But when they're there with the wrong attitude and they're just pissed off,
it's not my fault you have this job.
Sorry, I wasn't. One of the times I didn't leave somebody a tip, the lady had a horrible attitude.
Was that Colorado?
No, it was here, and horrible attitude. And then I was like, okay, something's wrong with her, or she's not having a good day, which is whatever, it's fine, you know. And we get it. But then she just completely ignored us the whole time. And we've been ready to go, waiting for the check. And this girl's nowhere to be found. And then she comes in from the front door and walks up to us, and she's like, "Are you guys ready to go? Sorry, I was on break." And it's like, "Okay, no worries." And yeah, we are. Can we get the check? And then they're like asking me at the table, "Are you gonna tip her?" And I was like, "No, she didn't do anything. You know, took her order and that was it." And I was like, "Whoa, really?" And just like super rude about stuff. And it was just like, man, like I get it, but some of that stuff. I mean, you're in customer service.
Yeah. I found your little dildo, bro.
Oh,
or your little condom. My bad.
Oh, that's my my Bomar finger. You know,
your boner finger.
Yeah, boner finger. If you get some broadheads from Beast Broadheads, they send you a little condom for your finger. You know.
Yeah, but no, I'm totally with you, man. I mean, I can understand if somebody's struggling and stuff. First day, you know, I get it. I can see it. But if you're just being a total asshole and stuff and like having a bad attitude, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have a bad attitude at work sometimes too. But I'm not treating people like shit out there, you know? Yeah. Like just because I'm mad don't mean this guy's fault. I got yelled at today. It wasn't even my fault. The old lady was upset with the company and I took the front end of it. But it's all good. Like I know that's not personal, but you know, her yelling at me didn't change my attitude towards her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try that, man. Try to get get me a PayPal account and do a little tip thing up on my phone. And when I call people to my office to come talk to me, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, before you leave, you wanna?"
Yeah, that's the craziest
fill out
thing.
this survey.
Bro. It's like, dude, you just took my order. Like, I'm here with you. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing. Yeah. But it's happening everywhere, man. And the other thing that I see a lot too, you know, if you call Pizza Hut here, what is it, like 3 miles from here?
Yeah.
If you call Pizza Hut to order a pizza over the phone, you don't talk to the people in the store.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. I'm like,
bro.
What? You
have a call center?
Yeah. Call center to me?
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck? What are we doing?
They're taking out. This is the big problem with a lot of companies. They're taking out the
human aspect of it.
It's not the human aspect because you're still talking to the human, but it's not personal no more.
Yeah.
You know, it's not personal. It's you're taking out the relationship you have with your customer.
Yeah.
You know, by making them, you know, talk to call center.
So,
man, you really need a call center to order pizza?
Yeah.
Remember when I worked there, and this is sounding old shit, like back in my day. But, man, we used to answer the phones and take the orders and fucking make the pizzas and stuff. And it's not really that busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, half the time I go in there, the cook's already done. He's just sitting there doing nothing. I mean, I was there.
Yeah.
washing dishes or prepping in the back, and I
Yeah.
was there doing it. We were doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so hard to fucking?
It's a different world.
It's a shitty fucking world, bro. I get all upset just like, damn, where's the manual labor?
Yeah.
There's no waitress in the place,
Mm-mm.
but there's tables to sit down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
That amazing, man. I don't know where we got into this shit, but it's like
It's life, man. It's life. So
yeah, they're taking out the relationships with a lot of things, man.
Mhm. And that's what I think, to get us back on topic, and that's kind of where I think the disconnect is with some of these companies, which is why I like, Matthews, PSE, Elite giving their promotional staff that has a connection with their customers a bow early so they can shoot it, and then they can tell them like, hey, I know for a fact this is what I like, and people that listen to me or that watch my content, they're kind of on the same page, or we kind of relate in a sense. So that's what I'm telling you. This is what they would like, and that's one thing that I definitely can appreciate from MFJJ, because he's been behind the counter for so many years that he understands what people are dealing with or what their problems are, and he can tell the company like, just so you know, if you build it like this, they're not gonna like it. And that's one of the things I like.
Yeah, that's kind of what Bear Archery told me, dude. Is like we get our feedback from our retailers and our reps.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another cool thing. We're talking about reps, right?
Yeah.
Because when I was at PSC and stuff, we had our rep and stuff, and because he used to work for PSC, I was like, yeah, you guys had a good rep, bro. He goes, yeah, and then we like jinxed each other. I was like, Justin? He's like, Justin Lucy? I was like, yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man. I was like, that's one of the best reps I've ever talked to, when it came to bows and stuff. But I guess he's selling real estate now. But I was like, dude, like he would come down. That's why I knew about all the PSCs, and we stayed with PSC because he would come down. We would have PSC night, and we'd be able to shoot like all the new bows and stuff and test them out. And that was right when the carbon bow first came out, the Stealth.
Yeah.
And that was the whole rave and stuff. And yeah, man, he was a badass rep. And
yeah,
I did him dirty, dude.
Yeah, did they? Damn.
I think they did. Yeah. They just cut him.
Yeah.
To make room for other stuff, but it's like it's he was good at his job. I thought he was.
I wouldn't condone it unless they cut him to make room for Dudley. Then I could see. Not just kidding. But no, it goes back to that. I mean, it's just the customer service and the interaction that you have with the company.
Yeah.
And the companies that are becoming more successful are doing it that way.
You got to have good reps to have that link.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, not just your pro staff. Because, I mean, your pro staff.
Anybody can be a good salesman. Like anybody can. And that's not even a good salesman. It's just anybody can push product on people. There's people that can do that, and how they sleep at night, I don't know. But there's people that can do that.
Yeah.
But there's people that there's good salesmen, good reps that can give you the information and help you make an educated decision, and you're better off for it. And those are the impressions that leave a lasting impression on you, because you're like, oh man, this guy helped me out, and you know what? Hey man, you should go check out this bow, or you should go check out this broadhead, or you should go check out this equipment.
Yeah.
Cutter stabilizer bars. We talked to them guys. They explained us. They took the time. They had no idea who we were or if we were interested in buying anything from them. But we stuck around that booth for a couple of minutes too long, and they were like, "Hey, what's up, man? What are you looking at? What can I help you with?" And then explained their process of how they build everything, and then got us into the stabilizer bars, and got it to feel exactly how I liked it. And then they made a sale with me, and then I'm like, hey, let's get this guy hooked up too. And those are the kind of people and reps that you want.
Yeah. Let's see, with those guys, they're repping their own company. Yeah. They know their own shit. You got to have somebody in your corner that's like that.
You got to have some skin in the game.
Yeah.
And it's some of the things too where, like I said, some people can push product, and they could care less if it works or doesn't work. All they care about is the bottom line.
In order to make to be a good salesman, man, you got to find out what they're looking for, right? What they need, and you don't sell them the product itself. You got to sell them the
experience.
It's the experience, but it's the fuck, I just had it. It's a solution, man. You got to sell them on the solution,
Yeah.
on the how it's gonna make the benefits.
Yeah.
You sell them the benefits, they'll buy the product.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm part salesman myself. I don't like it. I've never wanted to be part of it, but this is where I'm at,
Mhm.
you know, and that's part of my job. So, does everybody need everything that I sell? No,
No.
they don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And number two is you gotta fucking believe in your product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta believe in your product and what it does and stuff. So if you can sell the benefits, you can sell the product real easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and not everybody's gonna buy, but the ones that say no, cool.
Yeah.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah.
But I think finding the median grounds of what the majority of people are looking for
Mm-hmm.
is a key feedback to the company. Like, all right, let's try that.
Yeah.
How can we make that?
How can we make that better?
And and that's why you see like a lot of reverse engineering and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when a patent drops, people jump on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah, there's a lot of like if you look at the bare bones of each one of these bows, they're pretty similar to each other.
Yeah, and that's also I think what's kind of holding back the industry is there's so many patents and everything's patented to this brand or that brand, and it's a money grab in most cases. And you know, some of the stuff, you know, you can license it out, I guess, and you can use that method or you can use that product in your equipment. But it almost muddies it up to where it's like, how can you like improve or make it better if you can't use this or you can't do that?
Yeah,
You know,
that's the cool thing too. Like being universal, dude.
mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know a whole lot about PSCs and what cams work with what bows. I know you can Frankenstein them,
Mm-hmm.
but from what Barrow's telling me, like, because most of our cams fit most of our bows. Like, you can interchange a lot of the stuff. You know, so this will fit that one will fit this one, and you can mix and match.
Yeah,
to make whatever bow you want. A lot of them are crossover parts.
right.
So anything that we build, we don't have excess of because we could use it somewhere else on another bow. It's gonna fit.
Yeah,
And I think it's I instead of I don't know what company would, but we only like for your example, your job, right? If you order these certain amount of doors and they only fit this model, and you stop doing that model, you have all these extra doors and shit that don't fit.
And that's true in every industry. And it's one of the things too that where it makes it hard to pivot because the markets are always changing.
Yeah.
And it goes into everything. I mean, last year's color bow isn't what people are into this year. So if you try to corner the market and buy too much of this, and then you're left, like you're saying, with a bunch of stuff that people
and
don't
see,
want.
With them, it's like, okay, we have all the extra things, but they fit. So they build, basically, they're building the bow around the parts they already have.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's interchangeable. So
that's cool.
And another thing too, like they know they have flagship bows, but it's still for the bow hunter. You know, it's still for the bow hunter, with the bow hunter in mind.
Yeah.
Because they're field tested, man.
Yeah. That's another thing that I wanted to get into is, you know, talking about the new products coming out and the new flagship bows. Do you think we're getting to a point where we're going to see like a, you know, above $3,000 bear bow?
No. Like bear archery bow?
No, like in general.
On general?
Matthews, PSE, Elite.
I don't think who did that? Bowtech did it.
Bowtech did it, but it was fully set up with like a bunch of extras and like a bow stand and case and like and it wasn't necessarily like a regular bow. It was like a commemorative
like a special edition.
Yeah, special edition bow.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the price of things, man.
Yeah.
It just depends on the price of things and what it costs to build them.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, people complain about that all the time, and especially in my company. Oh, the bill keeps going up. The bill keeps going up. Yeah, well, so does everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you're not paying fucking a nickel for a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like gallon of gas isn't 25 cents no more.
I think that's what we're gonna start to see, you know, this year and we'll see what happens with the, you know, the tariff stuff and, you know, the price of aluminum and the price of titanium and all that stuff. Some of these elements. somebody was saying that titanium, the major producer of titanium is Ukraine.
Mm.
So I was like, fuck, I hope that's not true. Because that's crazy.
Mm.
They're in some shit right now. So I don't see how we get cheaper titanium product if it's harder to get.
Yeah.
So it's something like that with I don't know if it was titanium or magnesium, but they were talking about that Ukraine had a big stake in it, and then with some of these risers and some of these machinery um manufacturers being in China, and then the tariffs hitting, it's going to be hard for us to see prices decrease.
Yeah. So China is the world's largest magnesium producer.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
China.
China. The other one was titanium. Mm-mm-mm. I know all else fails, bro. I mean, even wood could be scarce.
I know right now we're like in my job, we're facing a big scare with lumber.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to hit a new change. We're in construction, so the new HUD changes are going to take effect September 15th, and it's going to move some of our SYP and SPF lumber to only be able to use number 2 graded lumber.
Mm-hmm.
And the US doesn't produce enough number 2 lumber to be able to sustain the market. So it's going to have to come from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the grading, and it's something that we're still battling, trying to figure out how we're gonna do that without having to increase our prices.
It's the thing, man. Everything goes up and things gotta change, and people complain about
the thing that sucks though is when stuff starts to go up, it's rarely that it ever comes back down.
Right. Right.
So it's hard for them to justify, well, if you were able to afford it when it was $6 a gallon, why am I gonna sell it for 98 cents a gallon?
Yeah.
It's hard. So
yeah, I never I mean, I'm sure if somebody were to explain it to me in caveman, I'd understand it,
Yeah.
but my brain doesn't operate that way to wrap my head around that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, I don't understand. And people, I can laugh if you want. I don't give a shit. But they raised the price, minimum wage. They raised that,
Mhm.
and then they raised everything else. It's like,
Yeah.
well, why don't you just leave it the same?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. One of the things that I like to do on ChatGPT is explain it to me like if I was in 5th grade.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a good tool to use like that, man.
Yeah.
But it's like, it doesn't make sense. Like if you're they raise this and then everything else goes up, it's like, what was the point?
Yeah.
You just made it the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems more expensive, but it's
Yeah.
why don't you just leave it the way it was?
Yeah.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. It's kind of like the pea pipes,
Yeah.
That shit does not make sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of things, man. It could be better. It's just there's so much. Everybody's got to have a fucking opinion,
Right.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And if my opinion doesn't match your opinion,
Yeah.
you're wrong.
Everyone's got a
That's it.
podcast nowadays.
Yeah, everybody's got a podcast.
If you
but
guys
it's
are
just the
still
weirdest thing.
listening to us, make sure
Yeah,
you guys like and
rambling on.
subscribe.
Rambling on. But yeah, it's the craziest thing, man. It's like you can't have a simple discussion with anybody without being at ends at the end of it.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, we were having a discussion about that right before you showed up.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's just like it's tragic, man. Like
It is,
what happened
dude.
today.
It is.
It's tragic.
But I mean, it's like even talking with like the homies, man, like Vic, for example. He's a very, very intelligent person, but there's times where it's like his intelligence is annoying me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like I don't. Can I study and know more shit? Sure, I could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like it's frustrating that it's not frustrating that he's smarter than me. It's frustrating that I feel like I should know what he knows. You know what I mean? Because we both, like you always say, we all have the same amount of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and it's
But
one of
it's
those
like-
things where it's like, and what annoys me, and I think where everyone becomes at odds or ends is ego. Ego plays a big part of it, and it's
Yeah.
like, I'm right, you're wrong, and there's
Yeah.
nobody wins in that conversation or that discussion, because if your point is to try to win an argument, then you're not going to listen to what they have to say.
Yeah. No, you're
You know?
100%.
And it's one of those
100%.
things where if you go into a mentality, when you go into an argument thinking about where I'm right, you're wrong, don't give a shit what you have to say.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't
Yeah,
at that point just walk away.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to
I've
have
learned
that conversation.
I've learned that too, and that's a big part of marriage as it is too. Because I mean, I've been married for almost 20 years now,
Mhm.
right? And I've noticed that those heated arguments and they're most of the heated arguments are about absolutely nothing, bro. And it's just one trying to prove a point over the other.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like you're not hearing me from you're
Mhm.
not listening from my
Yeah.
side. I'm trying to tell you, and it's like, well, you're not listening from my side, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hear you 100%. Like a lot of those arguments and stuff that happen, it's like if you're arguing to win, you're not listening.
Yeah.
The argument is supposed to find a solution.
Right.
You know
And I
what
think
mean?
that's where we as a country have shifted. You know,
Yeah.
it's I'm right, you're wrong. And it's almost like being on rival NFL teams or baseball teams or Ford versus Chevy, and it's like, I don't care. I've always driven a Ford, and I'm going to drive a Ford for the rest of my life. And
Mhm.
I've always driven a Chevy, and don't care if the new Ford has whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. This
Mhm.
is what I'm going to be.
Yeah, this is what I
being.
like.
And
Yeah.
it shouldn't be that way when we're dealing with like economic decisions and housing crisis and education for our kids and
Mhm.
just the well-being of our families. It shouldn't be that like hardcore this side or that side.
Yeah.
It should be what makes sense for your family, and that's
Yeah.
how you should make decisions. And some people, it doesn't matter.
A lot of times, man, and I see it on Facebook all the time, dude, and it annoys the shit out of me to the point where it's like, man, I just don't want to be part of this
Yeah,
no more.
yeah.
It's people complaining about shit that they know nothing about.
You know what? Like, if I had to make a analogy to what it is right now, what I feel like is like trying to get a toddler to try chocolate ice cream for the first time, and they're like, "No, it's gross."
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, try it. You're gonna like it.
Not even
No, it's gross.
Yeah.
Like, try it. No, and then they try it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this ain't that bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what it feels like trying to explain some stuff to people, and but it goes back to that, like, you're gonna fucking like it, fucking try it. But it's they're gonna like it, but if you pressure them into doing it, they're not gonna.
Yeah.
They have to, on their terms, come to the conclusion that I want to try this, and you know what? Let me hear you out. What do you have
Mhm.
to say?
Yeah.
You know?
It's a simple conversation, man. It's like me and you don't agree on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
the whole peep and an arrow.
That's not an argument. That's an uneducated situation there.
Yeah. No, but
but-
it's one of the things that I always tell, Mariela, is we don't necessarily align politically on a bunch of stuff, but doesn't mean I'm not gonna listen to your point.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna
Yeah.
it doesn't mean I'm gonna judge you for what decisions or who you voted for. It doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter.
No.
And it's one of the things too where like who you vote for or don't vote for should be your decision and your decision alone.
Yeah. It's the same thing as fucking putting pineapple on pizza, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, then don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's simple.
yeah,
Oh,
I like
what are you
it.
doing?
I
That's
like
so
it.
gross.
Yeah.
Or,
And I
it's
said
like,
it. I like pineapple on my jalapeno pizza.
Man.
I don't care. Judge me if you
gonna
want.
break the
If
internet.
you don't
man.
like it, don't eat it. But that's the thing, though, bro. It's like, and it goes down to everything, bro. Like, why don't you catch the fucking ball? You fucking, this guy sucks. And like,
Yeah.
you're yelling from a couch, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a professional ball
Uh-huh.
player.
Yeah.
You're yelling from a couch.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're not better than him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I that's one of those things that rubs me the wrong way too.
Yeah.
As the people that go, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Oh shit, how did it work out for you? Oh, I haven't tried it.
Yeah.
Well, what are you telling me for? Then?
What I would do if I were you, it's like you're not, man.
me.
Different decisions, different strokes for different folks, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think we'll leave it there, bro. I'm getting mad. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, it's been a good talk, and we got one a little bit off subject, but
Yeah.
I think this is some stuff that people want to hear and people want to listen to. So we'll leave it at that. Give us your opinion, guys. If you guys stuck around this far,
If you guys stuck around this far, leave a thumbs up in the comments.
yeah, thumbs up. All right, guys. We'll see you guys on the next
if you
one.
didn't, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, we'll get a video of him crying if you guys don't.
Yeah.
All right, later, guys.
Bye.
Link in my bio. Subscribe.